Hello and welcome to Eden Live, where I am reading all of Eden by FREI live on YouTube and on Facebook. And the recorded clips then also make their way to Instagram, IGTV. We are in volume 2, nearing the end, I should say, of volume 2, which is called Heart. And this is chapter 10, which is called Secrets. No lies. Everything can be true to a greater or lesser extent. Is what I imagine any less real than what I say before I do it? And when I do it, is it then real, or could I forget it and make it undone? Or could I apologize for my faults, of which there are many, to myself even, and having done so be forgiven, even by myself? Or could I be better or worse than I am and still be the same? Or is what's in my mind any different to what's on the screen, black on white? And should I edit and prove and amend? The bit of me that thinks I have no chance of survival out with the trappings of civilization knows that even this is as much true and as much false as I want it to be. Must everything be known, and to whom? Even my deepest inadequacies? I stood in his bathroom for no reason other than that I was around his house, because he was helping me out by doing a piece of work for me that I couldn't then do myself. The first time I saw him, I was sitting at a desk in a large open room where maybe a dozen or so other people sat at or by desks, and we were all working on a project that was very exciting. It was exciting not because it had any meaning, but because the task was formidable, the challenge demanding, the technology thrilling, and the people assembled were good. They had crest of the wave, or, as one of them liked to put it, bleeding edge competencies. I'm not sure I like the word competencies, but still, that's the kind of context we are talking about. There was no more of a point to any of this than there ever was to any of these corporate projects, beyond making a big brand look like what its executives could be coaxed into thinking was cool. And apart from one product that this particular project now helped this particular brand launch, that was pretty crap on the inside, but one hands down on design, the world would not have been any worse a place without any of what we were doing being done. But as I was sitting at my desk, making up inane scenarios of attractive people using handsets, in walked the most attractive young person I thought I had ever seen. If you imagine this as a film, here is where the music swells, and depending on genre and era, we may just go into slow motion. Since then, and several years of sporadically working together later, we had settled into a comfortable arrangement whereby I adored him and he let me do so. I once drunkenly at a party told him that I would never do anything to jeopardize our friendship, and he, similarly drunkenly, had shrugged his shoulders and said something along the lines of, "That's good to know. I can't quite remember." Whenever we went out as a group, which we did now and then before he got married, I completely failed to disguise my being smitten, which, after a while, became something of a running gag in said group. I adored him, he let me. There was nothing more to it. Now, I'd asked him for a favour, and he'd graciously said yes. And I went round his house to help him do the work he was helping me out with, and I went to the bathroom, and there hung 2 of his shirts. Maybe not everything needs to be told. Maybe some things are best left unsaid. Imaginations run wild. I stood close to his shirts that hung from a hook or a line on 2 hangers, and guided one to my face and inhaled. Or did I think I would like to, but just didn't dare? It was as if he were in the room. For a moment I felt, this is you. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5. That's enough. You don't cling on to that which undoes you. Or maybe you do, in your mind. This is and remains my unending flaw. I want to say tragic, but farcical would be more accurate here. The realities of my heart are unhinged. Somebody, I fall for them, I imagine the world adjusted and changed, and I project onto them my idea of perfection and see a settled ideal that requires no more explanation. The other person, more likely than not, is oblivious to any of this. And if I make the mistake to draw their attention to it, they annihilate me with bewildered indifference, not unkind, but bemused, not intentional, but lethal. George has been looking at me as if he were studying me, and I still wonder, does he know who I am? Not know as in possess factual evidence of which none can exist, but know as in sense, as in experience, that profound certainty, inaccurate though it be, that you have when you are in a reality that compels. Ahmed arrives with our second mojitos, and I think there would be something tremendously entertaining about getting drunk with myself. That would undoubtedly loosen things up, I fancy, if we both simply got plastered. Then again, it's still only about 2:30 in the afternoon. I still don't know why I'm here at the Limon Lubaci in Istanbul, and I can't begin to think where I'll be spending the night. But then there is really no hurry about any of this, and it occurs to me, we could go for a walk. But that would entail leaving this delightful oasis. It would mean dodging traffic and weaving through throngs of people, and it would mean being reminded that there is a world out there that is simply there and cannot, in essence, be argued with. Whereas here, in the speckled shade of the trees, and with Ahmed and his angular colleague, our waiters, and with the mojito softening the focus of perception, and with George in clearly no more of a hurry than I am, I feel safe and more than comfortable, content. Content just to be, and to be here for a little while longer. I look at him and think, you're going to be just fine. Just don't make all the mistakes I've made and keep making right to this day. I can be so very inept sometimes. He looks back at me, and I think he knows what I mean. And I say, I do not understand my heart at all. And I don't. And that was it for today. And that is everything that we need to do today. Next time will be an extremely short segment. So the next episode is going to be one of the shortest. And then we are really nearing the end of Heart. And after Heart, we change the register and we change the tune. And we are into a novella-type short story, which is called the Snowflake Collector, which starts in about a couple of weeks' time, in about 3 or 4 episodes' time. It's just something that I particularly look forward to, as I have mentioned before. So until then, well, not until then, I hope, until the next episode, which happens in real time in a couple of days on Wednesday, and which may in your time happen whenever you come across it. I hope you are keeping well and safe. Do take good care, and love and let love, and see you very soon.